What separates you is brand. There's so much information out there for free. If you're a first mover, you're gonna see crazy results.
Then you can just start selling whatever the people will still comment because
Guys, the boys made it. So there we go. So guys, welcome to a new one. This time we locked ourselves away for 1 month in this place around here. In this new video, we're gonna take you through what we've been cooking here. We've been building a lot. So we have a couple of things. We have our own office set up right here. We have basically our own restaurant kitchen with the chef. We have downstairs a padel court, ice bath, sauna, gym, everything in one place. Of course, as well, you see around a lot of nature. Allowed ourselves to enter in some new stuff, unlock creative mode as we are really into the building season. A lot of new things happening. AI is coming into the place. We are super locked in with this as well. And it's truly unbelievable what it can unlock for us. We are scoping out new stuff in the brands, using it in a creative way, enabling ourselves to do more. So yeah, guys, enough talking. I'll show you around the house. Utilize the house we are staying in. So tonight we're having a big new pajama launch. So we bring 16 models wearing the pajamas, and the people online that see the modules wearing the pajama, they basically want to resonate with, oh, I want to also look like that, or the content sells in a way. It's also important to invest in stuff like this. So.
Te lo dije bien clarito.
Permanece a la escucha. Permanece a la escucha.
12 de la noche en La Habana, Cuba.
Yeah, guys. So it's called Enyepi. No one is basically allowed to go on the street or eventually not even make noises and everything. So of course, like, we are in the house, being quiet, just doing what we love to do. So the business is doing better than ever, but that's exactly the right time to go even harder. I think right now there's a lot of shifts happening also with AI, so it's a great way to now do a deep dive. Where can we improve? Where can we automate stuff? Trimming the org chart a little bit, making sure our people work more efficient and enabling them with new resources, new tools, but also just giving them access to more knowledge. What we've done is we've just tried to build the playbooks internally, documenting stuff, SOPs. How are we, for example, approaching a VSL script? What do we find important? And all of that information, we are turning it into an internal playbook. We're gonna structure it in a way that anyone that works with Oak Brand Group can get access to that exact same knowledge, which of course makes it very easy to scale really quick because the knowledge is there. Things are going really smooth, but also a lot happening at the same time. So I prefer to stay as locked in as we can. But yeah, we stay on the ball and keep things moving. Like right now, you can just run a crazy offer on a product. It doesn't even need to be a brand, just a good product, good offer, and like a specific pain point, right? That's gonna be gone with AI fast pacing. You just like make a prompt, say, hey, I want to launch a brand with this pain point, look up with the highest trend and copy this 10 brands, and you have exactly that, right? What separates you is brand.
Remember why channels like Meta or Snapchat, they have one single goal, and that's keeping their users on the platform. And they simply A/B test this. That's also why you continue to see more and more ads. It doesn't matter as long as the ads are entertaining or if users are not bothered by the ads. So if you keep in mind why these platforms are awarding your time to view, that's also how you should go about making ads.
Yeah. Funny question then for you, because you've done a huge rebranding, right, with Esther.
Yeah.
Is that also with that specific thing in mind that you thought like, hey, you know, take us through...
100%. We wanted to move towards the more futuristic, modern, on-the-move type branding to connect with the travel products. The conversion rate on the website, it's twice as high as last year.
That's exactly what I
because
wanted to
it
ask.
connects with the audience now.
Yeah. I think there's a hidden gem in that for
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
For rebranding, but also performance marketing, general understanding your customer, your ICP. There is so much great value, new angles, new pain points, understanding why they buy, understanding why they don't buy, what do they like about your brand, what do they don't like about your brand. I was always like, okay, yeah, maybe do it once you start a brand, but I got that tip from a good contact of us. We started doing that. You just come up
Crazy,
with
huh?
really straight to the point marketing, because then you don't try to think for your customer. They give you the answers, they give you the insights, they give you basically what they want to read, what they want to hear.
They're not talking about how great quality is that T-shirt. No, they talk about how cool is it what that brand is doing, how cool what they stand for. Brand building is literally perfectioning to every touch point with your customer, from your website to the packaging to the way they receive the product.
Right.
That comes down to consistency in communicating your value.
Yeah. Spring Festival is live. We up the game every single time. We are also launching 3 new colors, Spring Festival colors. We have blue, pink, green. So really nice way to launch it, make good content. I'm excited, bro. What's up guys? We are extracting psychology information from ideal customer profile with AI as well. We are scraping forums, we are scraping Amazon reviews of competitors, our own Trustpilot reviews, our customer support tickets. There's so much information out there for free, and now you can extract it, turn it into your data bank and build marketing angles around it. So this is an example of how fast things can move in ecom. If you're a first mover, you're gonna see crazy results. Alright guys, so back in Dubai. We just had a little less than a month in Bali. Currently on the way to meet my boys Elliot and Zhao. They have a boutique M&A company. That means they are like specialized in merger and acquisitions, and especially for Shopify brands, but also just in general D2C brands. Basically they just work towards everything that's important to get the right multiples, working on specific things like getting your own formula, for example, patent, specific product launches, retention factors, just every like details that matters when you want to sell your brand, where are buyers looking for. So we are actively working towards a huge exit for one of our brands. So that's why we're gonna have a chat with them. I have a lot of questions that I want to get answered as well, like where do we need to focus on. So we're gonna learn today, we're gonna absorb some knowledge on how we indeed also can enter that field. So it's gonna be an interesting one. And then yeah, we see you guys there. Then let's say it's a fit. You guys just do an evaluation, understand the product, like the brand. Where do you guys like start to look at? Like what are the things that are important for you guys when you want to sell?
Before even actually saying whether we want to value the brand today or not, it's just we look at where the brand is at. So we look at the financials. P&L is like the first thing we're going to look at. We do a dive deep in the numbers, the market, and where the brand is at in its growth trajectory. And then we see whether they should start an exit now or whether they should just optimize for growth before actually exiting.
The reason why we scale hard is because we are very deep into OG marketing, understanding awareness staging, buying beliefs, mechanisms to make people have that when they're reading, aha, this makes sense, I'm gonna buy it. As long as we just say what it's gonna do, like we sell the outcome.
When you unlock certain revenue figures on a yearly basis, you can speak to strategics, to different type of acquirers that acquire on a revenue basis, on a revenue multiple, right? So an example, like a recent exit that happened, they sold for 4.6x of the revenue. If you look at the breakdown of how were they making money, see that yes, there were Amazon, but there were also a lot retail, wholesale with Target and all these big retailers in the US. Once you have those retailers, which are extremely strict, big strategics know that your product has been approved, that your product is used and sold there, etc. So that's where you can unlock this type of multiples. And even if it's just a 1x revenue, like let's be real, if you can get a 1x revenue for a brand that is like, let's say even 2 years old, that's a crazy move.
When you start passing a certain cap, you're capturing market share as well. And these bigger strategics, when they see a company scaling up this quickly and taking up market share, it creates a threat. And this threat creates leverage for you to demand premium as well, because then you're not taking over market share in something that's growing, but when you're able to actually leverage that and say, hey, the market share for this product is growing into something that becomes a threat for them, but they need to come on it and acquire the brand. But even if there's acquiring to turn off the brand would have an advantage because you're because of the threat it presents. And that's essentially what creates the premium at this scale, and especially in certain verticals like the one you're in. I think that's what comes into play for sure.
Sick. Yes. Also, you mentioned like the biggest exits are for buyers with the less risks, right? With the least risks. What are risks that I can write down so we can reverse engineer from there? Like, hey, this is the thing that we just like. What are potential risks that looking out?
So when I say risks, it's processes and things you put in place that equate into low risks. It's like building a brand with more defensibility and more structure, where you know that nothing is going to impact but there's very low chance that the revenue be impacted, and that comes from most of the points that we mentioned.
So they're basically like the brand is still here 5 to 10 years. What are, let's say, things that can make the brand not be here anymore?
A lot of these products are trendy in a way. If you just rely on this, at some point you never know what happens. You never know how your customers evolve. What do they need in a year, 2 years time frame, right? So this is really why you need to diversify in your products, not just for the buyers, also for yourself.
So like the biggest risk is being too product dependent and too much one channel dependent.
Yes. And then you have something that it's not a direct risk because you cannot see it from the inside, but it's who do you work with? Who is your team? How much do they believe in the vision?
Exactly, that's a good one. Build a brand that you know is going to be here for 5 to 10 years. That's a really strong, like to keep close. So we would summarize it, the diversification in general, diversification in products, diversification in where you're present, where your revenue is coming from.
Same as when you build wealth, right? You don't want to have all your eggs in the same basket.
Because the buyers then say, okay, you know, like I'm literally just buying a meta channel instead of buying a brand.
Even a very good product with a very good brand behind, then you can just start selling whatever. The people will still come and buy what you have to sell because you build these amazing products before, and because the customers trust your brand, trust you, they'll just buy whatever you have to sell them.
You create just a great perception. Okay, I've bought this product, was great. Well, if they launch then something else, they will also good. And I think that's a really great example. Like the Here Sleep launch, it's basically a complete new niche, a complete new audience, but with an existing trusted brand. Here Sleep is flying because they know the quality. Yeah, no, it's like we launched.
It was 2 days ago, no?
We launched 2 days ago already. Like on the launch 100K.
Bro,
so that's really good. We're really happy with this, and we're just not picking up the ads as well. Here's is doing consistent great numbers now. Yeah, I think we're gonna crack that to 200K days only on the sleep funnel.
Let it go for me. Let it go, 'cause all we see is where we need to be, but not right.